Well, hello, welcome back, whichever it is. I'm happy you're here. So I've been doing things a little differently about here. I'm on a very fixed income. Doesn't go up, doesn't go down, it remains the same. So if I come up with an issue, well, like a car breaks down or something, I'm just gonna have to make do. Got me to thinking, it's gotta be other people in the same boat as I. So what we've been doing, we've been putting numbers in this bowl from 3 to 20. The kids have been randomly selecting a number, and I've been basing my dinner off of whatever number that is. Today's one is going to be extra special because it's my grandson's 17th birthday, and Trey, and we're going to try and make a party out of whatever comes out of this bowl. So I hope we get a good number. If not, he said he's cool with whatever happens. So if it's just a cake, it's just a cake, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So let's pray for a big number, because there are 7 of us. Okay, Aiden, take a number. Don't mind the thing on his arm. That just has to do with the illness we're dealing with still.
15.
How much?
15.
1 5? Yes, sir. We can do something with that. $15. All right. Let's get in this go. We got a lot to do. Come on, Eden. Let's go. Well, hello again. It's me. We left. I forgot to mention in the first half that what I do with the dollar figure that I get is I shop my pantry and my freezer first. Subtract that off of the amount, and whatever's left, that's what I have to go cook with or go buy more food with. But I think I got this. I think I rose to the challenge. I don't know if it's in the budget to squeeze the cake in. I have all of the ingredients that I need, but I'm not sure if I have the eggs. So we'll wing it. But I think I rose to the challenge. So let's get it, let's go. Let's go show you what I'm gonna do with this $15 for a birthday party for all 7 of us, 8 including his grandpa. Come on. Okay, first we're gonna start with an explanation. The items you see here may not be the items that I'm quoting because I'm doing today's prices and what I can get them for. For instance, the Country Crock is not margarine, but if I were to go to the store today to buy it for this, I would be buying the 4 sticks of margarine. I will not be using more than what I've allotted myself for. So let's start there. So the things that I charged myself for are the Country Crock, the pepperoni, the flour, the powdered sugar, the mozzarella cheese, the pepper, pineapple tidbits, crushed tomatoes, the eggs, and the sugar. What is going to be free? The tiny bit of oil I need, salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder, Italian seasoning, some ground cinnamon, and or that cinnamon sugar. All right, I have 2 bowls out here because I'm making a double batch. This is a recipe that I follow always because there's no waiting time, there's no yeast involved when you're making dough. So I think that in and of itself is a sale for me. I'm ready to buy. All right, so I have 2.5 cups of sugar in here and also in here. I have 3 teaspoons baking powder. Also in here. I have a teaspoon of salt. Also in there. And then we're going to whisk that together. Okay, so I'm going to put this one to the side for right now and put this on here. I have made this a million times with just my hands and have shown it. So it can be done. I just don't have time today. Okay? So in this bowl, I have 3/4 cup and 2 tablespoons of water. Okay, so we're all mixed up. I almost forgot you gotta add oil. I don't like adding it to the water because if I don't use all of the water, then my oil's still floating in there. So a tablespoon of oil. This is such an easy recipe. Okay, I'm gonna add half of the water because sometimes I need it all and sometimes I don't, and sometimes I need a little more. So I think the recipe's funny because it calls for two. Oh, it's talking, oh well. All right, so we're gonna lock that down and I'm gonna mix that up and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, let me just push things down, see how it's looking, and decide whether or not that, oops, pulling up on it, I didn't unlock it. Scrape the sides in. At some point, I do have to go to the counter with it, just not yet. I'll tell you, when I'm cooking, I must wash my hands like 100 times. My hands weren't dirty. All I did was touch the outside of the jars, but... Okay, so there's still a good amount in here that isn't quite there yet. Okay? So sometimes it really depends on how you spoon it out, or, you know, that's why they used to sift flour, so you don't get too much. They would put the air in there. They did away with the sifting, so sometimes you end up with more flour than you had intended. Okay, that's half of that. It's 1/8 of a cup I just did. Okay, we'll start to pull away from the sides. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, that's good right there. I'm going to move to the counter and knead that a little bit, but first I want to put something down. I know I need the counter because I got to put flour down. While I'm handling this, I'm going to get the next batch started. I've already gotten everything in there. Lower that down. I'm going to move this back a little bit. It's heavy as heck. The other one needed that and then some, so I'm assuming. All right, on the counter, just gonna put a little bit of flour. Not a lot, because I'm gonna knead it just a little bit. You don't have to do much, just enough to get it to come together. And then we're gonna let it rest. We don't need it to rest long. We just need to rest so that the glutens aren't all tight. So that's all I do. I'm doing this in real time so you can see how long this took me to make it. There you go. See that? You stick it in a bowl over here and let her sit. Let's get back to this. You see what's going on in there? Oh, nope, I think I left that alone just long enough. Yep, that doesn't need any more water. If I put a little bit of water on my fingers, like this, that'll, whatever little bit of dry stuff that's in there, will be fine. So we'll take this to the counter. So if you turn it inside out, you see how wet it gets inside? That's why I didn't want to add more water. Now the other one needed a pinch more water. I might do a third batch because We are feeding a lot of people, but I'm making a stromboli, so not really sure. But I also have to make the batches for the supples, so I do have to make a third batch. Okay, so this is gonna sit. I'm gonna cover it with a damp towel and let it rest until I'm ready to handle it again. All right. And there's my third little batch. This batch, I'm going to cut in half. So this one I'm gonna cut in half. I have my little handy dandy thing here. I don't know what this thing is called, but I want that dough cut in half. All right, oop, just hit the floor. Piece just went sailing down. All right, so I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna let it rest, and I'm going to clean up the counter, and then we'll be back to, well, I keep saying we, there is no we. I will be back to show you what we're gonna do with this. Okay, so we're back and we're moved over to the saucepan. Now, this step you don't have to do. You could do this countertop. I prefer to heat it up because when you heat up the sauce, it seems to go farther for some reason. I don't know. But this is a can of crushed tomatoes that I got from Walmart today. Turn that down. It's hotter than I thought it was. To that, we're going to season it up a little bit. We're going to add, ooh! Do it over the can. Going to add a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. We're going to add a teaspoon of onion powder. A teaspoon of garlic. Now all of this is to taste. Pepper. And some salt. Now I'm not big on the salt, but I'll add it. Okay, and I don't have a spoon, but we'll use this. And we're just gonna warm it up a little bit. I do this. My dough is over there resting under a towel just for about 10 minutes because there's no yeast in it, but the glutens are getting all tight. All right, that's it. Let me cut that up, and then we're gonna get right to making the stromboli. All right, so that's a little bit of pepper chopped up. So we're ready to roll out the dough. I have the two little ones on top. I just sprayed a little vegetable spray so they didn't dry out while they're in there. Those are two little ones from the top. Believe me, this towel is clean. It's bleached. It's just used in the kitchen a lot. All right. So I'll put a little flour down the counter. And we're gonna roll this out. And if I said this a million times, I've been told by this Italian guy who owned a pizzeria to hang it over the edge of the counter, and it stretches. As you're doing it, it gets longer and longer. I said, one of these days, I'm going to be doing what he told me to do, and I'm going to have something that's 2 miles long. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it out with the rolling pin and every other technique that I have so that this gets good and thin. And as soon as I get it a little bit longer, I'll start hanging it off the counter, and then I'll show you how I do that. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm hanging a little piece off the edge. It's actually supposed to hang more than a little piece, but it was getting quite long. I was scared. And I just keep rolling forward and back, and then I flip it over and do the other side. Meaning the bottom half, not the opposite side. But that's a little bit of a hack. Typically I spin it a little bit, roll, spin it, and I'll use my hands, not the rolling pin. All right, let me get this all rolled out now that I showed you what I was doing. Okay, typically it's long and narrow for me. So what I'm going to do, because typically I would just cut it down the center and then fold that half and half. But because it's not that wide, I'm going to go up this way. And then we're going to load up the ingredients in the center and then fold it in half over top of it. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably could have just left it one piece that made it one long one. But I didn't, and we're here now. So the next one I'll do like that. Now, if you do it this way, you have to be careful because it is hot. Typically, I don't do it hot, but when I have this many things to do and a lot of things to cook in it, I'll heat it up and then let it cool, but I don't have time for that today. I put it in a bowl so I could grab it easier. Now these are just a plain one that I'm making right here. I think that's good. Trying to go sparingly because I only got so much cheese. Then we're gonna fold it. I roll mine, but I'm not sure that I'm supposed to roll it. Some people fold it in half like a calzone. I kind of roll mine a little bit because I like it better that way. So I think I'm just going to do what I always do. And you get layers. Now we're going to pinch the ends in. And I mean pinch those ends in good. Because you don't want sauce squirting out like it is on the other end over here on me already. I knew I shouldn't have went that far out, but no, I gotta go behind my own back and do it, right? That's all right, we'll fix it. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. There we go. You pinch that dough together and I'll put that on a pan. Okay, so there is a reason why I cut it down the middle. I don't have a pan long enough. Because I'm like, forget it, I'm going to do it like that. And then I started looking, what am I going to put it in? So, this next one, well, other than the plain ones I have to do, we're going to have just enough, guys. So I cut up some green peppers really small. Didn't even need as much as I cut it up, right? Cut up. And here I took the tidbits from the pineapples I got from the dollar store. And I took each tidbit, which is twice as big as this, and I cut them in half. And we're just going to layer that in there. The kids are weighing the option on whether or not I should make all of the food I was going to make because they're going to have cake. I say yes, and they have leftovers for tomorrow, but we'll see. So, doing the same thing. We're going to fold her that way, and then bring her in. Fold up the ends and pinch. Okay. Well, I'm going to make time of this, and then I'll be back when we make the next thing. All right. Put the sauce on there. This time I'm not going all the way to the end. All right. So that's good there. Let's get the pepperoni. I don't know what brand this is. I'm not brand loyal. And they like lots of it, so I'm going to do 3 rows. And then I'm going to roll this one also. I'm not going to do it like a calzone. And we'll put that one on the pan. All right, this teeny tiny one I have right here is for Eric. This is what I use for him. Sorry, BioLife. He only had a little tiny bit left, so I'm hoping that's enough for to make his cheese, plant-based. Every drop of that bag out. Let's give him some green pepper. I think he's going to enjoy this. I'm going to roll it. All right, let me put Eric's on his pan, and we're going to get him in the oven, and I'll finish making the other little guys. Okay, this little snaky looking thing right here was kind of long for the pan. And when I tell you, I went right down to the wire on that cheese. I really did. I have a little bit of sauce left, so if anybody wants any for dipping. I still have some dough over there that I'm going to make the other things with. Let me clean up this mess so it doesn't look so terrible. All right, well, those are going in the oven. I had it set at 400. Okay, I almost forgot. I took out a little bit of the dough, and I'm just cutting out little circles with this iced tea scoop. Doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to mess with it once I get it in my hand anyway. So what we're going to do to make the garlic knots, typically what I would do, that didn't work out well, is I would do this. I would put a blob of cheese in the center and then wrap it around and make a ball. But because I don't have any more cheese, I cannot do that. So we're just going to make garlic knots. Is tie them in a knot, and we're going to brush it with some garlic and butter. That's what I'm going to do. Might even be easier if I just roll it out into strips. I think that's what I'm going to do. I've been my change gears here. So I cut them into strips. I think that's going to be a whole lot easier than trying to roll it out with my hands. Didn't go all the way through. And I'm going to take these at half and then tie it in a knot. Booyah, just like that. That's what I'm going to do. And we're going to get to the dessert. This is going to be a long video, guys. I might have to break it up into two. All right, so I'll make quick time of this, and then I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of garlic to about a tablespoon of butter. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in there. I might put the garlic on top with it. Okay, and we're going to put that on them. I took the strombolis out. They're cooling while these go in. And I'll take a little bit of Italian seasoning. And those will go in the oven. All right, these are going to turn into the cinnamon twists. Basically, all I'm doing is I'm twisting them. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to lay them on this pan right up here, and we're going to put them in the oven, just like that. When they come out, we're going to douse them in some butter and dip them in some cinnamon. Okay, so the twists aren't working out for me. I'm going to just do a braid. Okay, because I'm running short on time, I just made a few. I'll put those in the oven so you can see how it goes. All right, so we have them there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strombolis. We have a few of the garlic knots over here. They got left in the oven a minute too long, but the other ones were getting devoured as they came out of the oven. I still have the cinnamon sticks in the oven and the cake yet.
If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
Well, hello! Here we are at the table. Oh, I never said that. I'll meet you at the table. Let's go for it.
Mine looks good.
Oh, I got pineapple. Oh, you got the same as me. You got pineapple and green pepper. Just a taste so we guys can, there's almost no garlic knots. As fast as they were coming out, they were grabbing them. Mmm.
What are these again?
It's a stromboli.
I'm gonna have to make these.
It's just a rolled up pizza. Absolutely delicious. No yeast. That's a plus. If you can make pizza dough or a simple dough with no yeast, no rise time, no wait time, this is awesome.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
My first 10 out of 10.
I think something else was 10 out of 10 last week.
Oh, yeah.
Can't remember what, though. We've eaten so many things. Anyway, let me get the rest of the kids fed and enjoy our little party here. All right, well, they're over there eating, so we're going to try these braided cinnamon sugar.
Ooh.
Ooh. Mmm. At the same time, we say, mmm. Like grandma and like grandson.
Okay.
That's really good. Yeah. Trae'S over there. He's eating them. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Ate it. Yummy! All right. This is a long video, guys, but we're almost done. Let's get wrapping this thing up.
Okay, guys, this is going to have to be a part 2. I am so sorry. This video will be an hour long if I didn't. So stay tuned. Part 2 is following this.